Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name is Jinxeekatt. I will be your caster this evening. Finally got that promo right, so I didn't immediately jump back to my starting screen soon. Getting a little bit better this time around. No audio delay, so we're getting there. Sorry about the fact that it was super silent for like the first 5 minutes. Seems we're a little bit late to the map picking, all that stuff, and I didn't want to like broadcast them to you guys, and I haven't quite figured out how to set it up. So when stuff comes through my audio, I can like play music without like, hearing the desktop background. So a little bit unlucky. Anyways, that's enough from me. You guys are here to see Division E, Illidancing Queens versus Freedonia. Now, as we jump into game number 1 in our best of 3, you might be asking, hey Jinxie, where are we going? What happened? Don't worry guys, I got you. So, we are hopping into our map helper here. As you can see, the members of Illidancing Queens banned out Braxis Holdout and Hanamura Temple. Freedonia decided to get rid of Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And then, of course, after the coin flip, it was Illidancing Queens who won, opted for first pick. And they are... so the members of Freedonia took us to Battlefield of Eternity to start. You are all caught up with what happened while we were getting ready. We're just waiting a couple more moments for everybody to get in, teams to be all set up. I'm going to let them know that I'm ready, and then we will hop into this game. Hydrating a little bit before we get started. I see I was notified this time. I'm so glad to hear that. In fact, I actually never notified my Discord, so maybe I should do that, because they like to come hang out in my channel. And if you're not part of my Discord, you should definitely be. We play Among Us. We have some fun on Salty Saturday when we actually get to play. We haven't been the past couple of weeks because we've been doing in-houses. We do a whole bunch of fun stuff there. There is a cute animals chat that's updated almost daily. There are so many memes, and there's also not safe for work if you, I don't know, you want to show people your butthole or whatever. So definitely plenty of reasons to stop on by. You can also see when I'm casting all my socials, that kind of good stuff. Just a couple of reasons to jump by. Looks like we are waiting on one, and then we will get started. So, I'm super excited for this because I know people on both the teams, and they have, they're wonderful people. They're really nice teams, very silly. I love Division E. You guys know that I hang out here a lot because I love the players. I love, the Div E meta that kind of goes on, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of really, really good stuff that happens here in Division E. So that's why I like to pick it up. Also, a lot of casters, I feel like sometimes they're like, oh, I'm, so cool. Like, I need to be casting Heroic Division. Like, that needs to be covered more. So, the little guy down here, I love to just hang out with, play some games. It's always really fun. So, that's, why we're here, what we're doing. How are you guys? Are you having a wonderful Thursday? I'm having a wonderful Thursday. Excited for Friday. Gonna cast some Towers of Doom games on, or not Towers of Doom, excuse me, Haunted Mines games on Friday with Toucher. I have no idea where that's gonna be, but yeah, that's something that I'll post about if you guys are looking for that. Good old Haunted Mines, everyone's favorite map. Not really. I love Haunted Mines. There's a reason they took it out. Alrighty. So it looks like the side of Freedonia is all set and ready to go. That's ours. I'm going to let them know that I'm ready, and then we will hop into game number 1. Any second now. You hope there'll be an Alarak, but I know he's rarely played. Yeah, I mean, this is actually one of the matches that you can find Alarak on. You can slide folks into those stuns, get them stunned out. Dax is your boo. Oh. Dax is your butt. Very nice. Thank you, Butt Spot. All right, you hear that sound? That is going to be the sound of Battlefield of Eternity as we get into game number 1 in our best of 3 series. So, once again, we have the Illidancing Queens versus the Freedonia fam. Battlefield. What do we expect to see here on Battlefield? There are always 2 different ways that you can do this. And, you know, of course, there's the standard where you just race. You can draft things like Lunara, like Greymane, Vala, Artanis, all very solid. And then there's kind of the team fight that we've seen a little bit more. That's been more the meta recently, where you pick, you know, your Tychuses, your Garroshes, those kind of heroes. Because as much fun as racing is, and as good as it is, it's really hard to race if you're dead. So team fight comps, so you just go in, you know, your race isn't superior, and then you just kind of clean everybody up, and then you send someone who races. All right, there. Jumping off, we are going to see a Born to Shine taking out that Li Ming, not wanting to fight against the princess of the Nexus herself, cleaning that all up. Go get him, Burn to Shine. Who else are we going to see here? We hop in. Again, Greymane, Vala, could be very standard. Gotta get rid of that Rainer, the Exterminator on level 1. Just a little bit too much. Also, dealing with, like, Rainer, especially if you put a Chromie behind it, is disgusting. We see a lot of Chromie on this map as well. Just that poke forever, kill never, kill always kind of compositions that everyone, you know, you hate to see. Especially as a tank player. You go in and you get kind of bopped. So it makes sense to get rid of that. Gazlo being banned out here from the side of the Illidancing Queens. Do we see the Diva in retaliation? Of course, first pick does go over to the side of Illidancing Queens, so they could pick it up here. It depends on if anybody plays it there and how scared of the Diva are the Freedonia fam. Or Freedonia, I've been calling them that because I think there used to be Knights of Freedonia. I'm not sure if that's the same team. They're actually going to get rid of the Rhaegar, though, so we'll see if that Diva does come out. Has been about 2 weeks since her rework, so everybody's kind of gotten a feel for her now. And so far, I'll tell you from the feel of Diva, there is no counter except for not dying. She's so good in the team fight. She's the bruiser who will just do the most. Thank you very much for the follow. And there it is. Yotaru picking up that Diva. Let's check who that was. Dark Cherrywood and then Nay Irium Jamat. I hope I said that right. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you guys very much. We're going to see ETC and Anduin come out as a response. Really strong pickups, of course. ETC, the strongest tank right now with that cooldown reduction at level 13. You never really know when that ultimate heroic ability is going to be up. Just, you just kind of have to hope and pray. We are going to see Dax picking up that Greymane here. Going to look for a little bit more raise. And then Sestrin taking out the Orphea. Always a great option when Li Ming isn't available. We might see an Ana come out from our support here. Otherwise, you know, doesn't always have to quite be that to empower the Orphea. She does quite a bit of damage by herself. As we get into this second ban rotation, what are we going to see? We're going to see Garrosh taken away by the side of Freedonia. I was wondering if they're going to pick support or tank, and this is quite difficult for Illidancing Queens. When you lock the support, I guess not that difficult as they're going to take away the Artanis here, but when you lock the support and the healer, it does 2 things. One, it shows your hand a little bit so they know what kind of CC they're usually going into. But 2, it makes it really hard to pick a ban because usually, you know, you grab a DPS in one of those slots. We are going to see Simp Slayer pick up the Hanzo here. And then Thrall picked up for Dark, thinking that might be the counter to that Diva. We'll have to see there as we get into the game. What are the Illidancing Queens finishing this out with? Warden Maiden, you don't have a whole lot of problems against Diva with Alarak? Interesting. Tuna B here to cheer on Jinxeekatt. We love Jinxeekatt. We're going to see Born picking up that Deckard Keen here. And then Diablo coming out to finish. You like the Diablo. All right. It's going to be another DPS over here for Duke. What are you thinking of? Gonna pick up that Tassadar. As we finish this out, see if there are any swaps. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case right now. Alrighty, gonna bring it back over to me as we get in here. Loading in. Looking at these team comps, there are a lot of really, really strong heroes here. I always like to try, if you've been on the stream before, you know that I like to try and figure out what the teams are going to play, who's got the better, who's got the better draft. I'm totally fumbling right now. I'm trying to update my soothsayer. And I think right now I am going to have to give it to the Illidancing Queens. I like their DPS. I think the Diva is really, really strong right now. So that is going to be my vote. They've looked really strong so far in the season. I think right now they're currently 4-0. We'll see if Freedonia is definitely going to change that. The ETC looks really strong for Zeon Zach, excuse me. So maybe that. Hanzo, we've seen a lot more the past couple of weeks, especially in the in-houses, you know, so maybe the pros are picking them up a little bit more. Us little silver players here will also look to grab that Hanzo. So a couple of really strong heroes from the side of Freedonia, but I still think the comp overall, the APOC into the Stay a While, if that is what the team opts to go for, can be so powerful. You can mix that with the Eternal Feast, and that is really, really strong. So that would be my vote. That's what I'm going to say. Dax on the Gray Man, as long as he doesn't get slid by the ETC, should be able to Curse Bullet and kill. A lot of really, really strong combos and mini combos that kind of mesh together on the side of Illidancing Queens. Of course, that's not to say, you know, Dragon Arrow very strong. We could even see a Black Hole come out from the Tassadar if they really want to capitalize on the CC as we wait just for everybody to log in. Simpslayer, the one running on the toaster, keeping us from getting into this game right away. But, of course, we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. Makes me kind of nervous. I hope they're not having connectivity problems. Any minute now. Any minute. I like that everybody has matching portraits. Like, that's something that I always try to say. Like, if I'm looking at a team and I'm like, who is better? Who's got the better draft? I'm like, well, one team has matching portraits and the other one doesn't. So that is my guess. Anyways, we are finally getting into game. So why don't we hop in over here, drop the pop-ups. We log into game number 1 in our best of 3 series, starting out on the right-hand side here. Left-hand side. We got Jinxeekatt on that Diablo, Born to Shine on that Deckard Cain, Seztrin on the Orphea, Dax showing off the moves on the Gray Man, and up in the top, it is Yotaru on the Diva. Over here on the right-hand side, we got Duke on that Tassadar, Zeon Zach playing the ETC, Draven on that Anduin, Simpslayer is your Hanzo, and in the top lane, it is Dark, rocking the Thrall. Heading down here to the bottom of the map. Gonna bring up those talents. We can take a look-see here at, and so far, everyone just hanging out. Nobody really looking to step up yet. Gonna get a little bit of poke off. Born to Shine standing in that side storm. Gonna take a little bit of damage. Steps over one of those potions though, and easy. They also pick up that Sonic Arrow. Seztrin eating a Stormbolt to the face, and we actually have that simple geometry coming out here for Hanzo. Interesting. You usually see the Stormbow build on BOE, but they're Maybe it is a simple geometry. Simple geometry is the boss killer, so I think that actually is correct. You might see that monster hunter at level 4 explode some of those minions, make the wave clear a little bit easier. But for the moment, everybody just hanging out, already getting 2 stacks on that Tassadar with a huge 25 stacks on that static charge, 1/8 the way down, and that's actually the quickest that I've seen this fill up. We're going to see the slide come out from ETC as they aggress onto the blue team. Nobody going down just yet, though. Out comes the Sonic Arrow onto this camp. As we can see, Dax sees that vision and is like, you know what, I'll wait. Can't quite sneak the camp yet. Ideally, you want to look for a kill or make somebody tap, get very low before you go in and get that wave. Vortishai losing quite a bit of mana here, having to fill up with this poke, just dealing with it. We're going to see the flip stun onto Duke there, but the force wall does split. Jinxeekatt, who's taking quite a bit of damage, already pops that Gladiator's medallion. And this should be, yeah, a trip back to base for Jinxeekatt. Dax anxious to get this bottom camp started, not going to be able to do so quite yet. Again, everybody just trying to poke. We'll take a moment to look up here. And actually, Dark doing pretty well into Yotaru here. We always call our off lanes the coolest and most attractive players on the team, just based on the fact that they soak so we don't have to. They give up that screen time so we can have XP. Yotaru does drop that defense matrix, but 30 health on that D.Va mech. They are going to have to give up some of this soak as they look to just kind of hang out and regenerate here. Mech does regenerate pretty quickly. We'll take a look at this D.Va talent, and it is going to be the pro moves actually at level 1. Mech finally does fall. Teams are looking to start their bruiser camps. Great job by Dark. They do have this Rolling Thunder, which is 3% of your maximum health and healing. So very hard to kind of poke the Thrall out there as it does percent damage. But Yotaru able to hang on so far, doesn't get hit by the Feral Spirit, and now being a baby D.Va, that Rolling Thunder is going to get significantly less value. Early on, Illidancing Queens are looking to just start on this Immortal, and already the Worgen Greymane just chunking away at this Immortal down on the bottom on the side of Freedonia. Hanzo with a similar effect, and it looks like they're just a smidgen behind here, about 2k damage behind. So teams are just going to race it out. It looks like Thrall and D.Va not even coming to this. Mech was burned by D.Va, and as such, is going to be down for this next fight, this push. We are seeing the Freedonia actually does not pick up this Immortal first. It's a little bit behind. Blue team will start out with this early Immortal. A great race coming out from them. I thought they had it for the moment, but it doesn't seem to be the case, as we are going to see Illidancing Queens look to push early on. Great CC combo coming out onto Jinxeekatt there, preventing them from getting any kind of wall stuns. We did opt for that Devil's Due at level 1 for Diallo, and then interestingly enough, going for that Sacrificial Soul, gaining that armor, a 50% armor while at 100 souls, and then of course getting the 10 souls when you do stun somebody. Immortal is going to go down fairly quickly thanks to Simp Slayer on that Hanzo, and only the front wall goes down. It is the entire front wall, like up to the side walls were taken out here, but a lot of resources used from the side of Illidancing Queen. So now Freedonia is going to look to jump on to this camp here, and Sestrid eats an entire wave of scatter arrows, eats the whole clutch. It's going to be very difficult for the poke damage coming out here for Illidancing Queens to step onto this camp, and nobody going to be able to grab it. Jinxeekatt maybe going a little bit too far as the poke comes out just too much. A little bit of wavering there from Illidancing Queens. Do we go in? Do we not? Allowing Duke and Simp Slayer to try and just pressure them out. And then before they decided, yeah, we're going to want to go in, Jinxeekatt and Sestrin so very low, not able to maintain there. So just going to have to clean these guys out. Luckily, the whole format is there. Great Shadow Waltz by Sestrin, not getting hit by the power slide. And a little bit of damage coming out to the wall. Of course, not nearly as much as the as much as the Immortal, but a little bit. Thrall going to complete that Feral Spirit quest, and they actually went for that Frost Wolf pack, reducing the mana and cooldown of the Feral Spirit by 50%. Not a talent we see very often, but with all these beefy boys in front, it makes a lot of sense to have that Feral Wolf picked up here. We may potentially see a gank from the Freedonia folks as Yotaru and Dax looking to finish this camp. They are able to do so. Nice slide comes out. Draven is there, going to pop the mech. Can Yotaru get out? They're surrounded by 4. Don't have that good to go yet. D.Va will fall. The first official blood going over to Freedonia with a fantastic gank there. Now they just get to clear these guys out. No value gain for Illidancing Queens. However, while they are clearing that out, Simp Slayer just keeping a peek. See there on Jinxeekatt. Seztran is going to start working on this Immortal. Dax did have to get some soak down in the bottom, so they are going to be missing their star player when it comes to race. And as you can see, Freedonia getting an awesome lead on this. Slide comes out. Out comes that divine leap of faith there from Anduin. Great scroll of sealing by Born to Shine, but no one to follow it up, unfortunately. And this should be the halftime show going over to the side of Freedonia. And excuse me, Thrall stepped up to try and see what was going on the side of the Immortal. Does end up going down. Nobody looking to grab their bruisers yet. And both teams probably very happy with where these Immortals landed. No defense coming out quite yet from the side of the members of Freedonia here. We're going to see a team fight immediately go out. Dragon Arrow does not connect, but Dax is slain. Moshpit comes out, as did that Apocalypse 2 cancel it. Moshpit hitting nobody. Xeon Zach very, very low, as a lot is happening here right now. Trying to keep you guys all informed, but geez Louise, fighting all over the map. Seztran does pop the Gladiator's medallion, but goes down. Duke very low in the back. Use that Archon, is killed, and that is going to be 2 for 3 in favor of the side of Illidancing Queens. However, this Immortal taking a ton of damage as Dark wasn't in that fight, so great trade out there from Freedonia, getting that fight 4v5 and still managing to pick up 2 kills. We are going to see Yotaru try and defend here, but here comes Simp Slayer on that Hanzo. Yotaru does hit the baby D.Va. Earthquake comes out. Yotaru not able to get away. They're running as fast as they can, but not enough. D.Va is slain. Out comes the Scroll of Sealing. A Feral Pack is hit by Diablo. The Immortal will go over to Freedonia. Light Bomb comes out, and Jinxeekatt has to pop that Unstoppable, trying to get away. Gets the shove onto Duke there. Grants that 50 armor. They do have 100 souls. Out comes the Crushing Jaws of Orphea to save the tank's life. And Jinxeekatt able to get away. Well done by both teams there. Excuse the flub on the team fight. First team fight, always a little rocky, but we will get better as we go into it. You can see the shield already being pushed down as everyone is alive from the side of Illidancing Queens. And immediately onto that ETC. Great engage by Jinxeekatt. A follow-up by Dax there with that cursed bullet, able to just chunk ETC out under the tower, and that's going to be the end of it. Fort does lose about 75% of its health, or maybe closer to 66 as ETC goes down. Freedonia knows they can't push in any further. Jinxeekatt is going to stand and anchor while the rest of the team tries to grab this camp. Going to be able to finish it out fairly quickly. Jinxeekatt tanking all of those arrows. Is going to get hit by the Chastise, but Born to Shine with these Deckard Cain rolls are going to be insane. Leap of Faith does come out. Archon is used. Jinxeekatt taking a ton of damage, as is Seztran. Dax maybe staying a little bit longer, is being harassed out, but again, Born to Shine saving the day with these triangles. Everybody gets out there. That is going to be Archon down for another 85 seconds. Big cooldown to use there. However, you know, Dax having to hearth back. Jinxeekatt and Seztran very low. Well was taken on this, well wasn't taken on this fort. It was covered up by the talents there. So Well was taken. Fort looking a little bit low. That may have to be careful. Jinxeekatt comes out with the flip. APOC is good. A little bit late out comes the Crushing Jaws, though, and that is going to be a beautiful Moth Pit, Light Pit. Stay a while and listen, though, shutting that down so very quick. However, Dax is going to go down. Jinxeekatt pushing in, tries to get that armor, doesn't able to do so. Slide comes out, finishing him off. Souls will mean Diablo is back fairly quickly, but a great team fight for Freedonia. And now this should be the end of the fort, as everybody from Illidancing Queens does have to back up. Well done there. Immortal spawning in 5 seconds, so Dax will be up in a little bit of time. Duke almost getting caught by Diablo there. Jinxeekatt not committing quite yet to that gank there, not allowing them to pick up that task. Of course, then out came that arrow. They see the whole team is there and decide maybe it's not worth it while we wait for Dax to try and grab this camp. They're waiting for it. They're prepared, and as such, Freedonia just going to get an early start on this Immortal. Out comes the D.Va. Rush down. Earthquake is good. Diablo immediately blasted to bits. Yotaru is stuck in the middle of the Earthquake, being hammered on by Xenon Zach. Another staggered death for Illidancing Queens, and what a rough game as we start in here. Immortals have swapped. This is the halftime defense. How can Illidancing Queens come back? We're going to see that slide come out, and it looks to be a race just on the side of Illidancing Queens here. Members of Freedonia do pretty much have this Immortal in the bag. They're going to ping to maybe try and get that Bruiser camp. Not able to tag it as the Chastise does no damage to the Merc, so just going to look to push with the Immortal itself. However, relatively healthy. Not having Dax for that fight was rough. Not having Diablo, we'll take a look here. Don't have that whole auto attack build. Of course, we have the Malevolence there, which does extra damage. So race was a little small, and now it's up to Illidancing Queens to defend as Freedonia looks to take the second fort of the game. D.Va having to back up there. Gonna see this Immortal go down relatively slowly. Dax not able to really step up. They do have 25% health. Simp Slayer getting tons of great poke. In fort does fall, and now everybody racing to get back behind the keep. Stay defended. Dax nearly getting caught by that Immortal stun there, able to sidestep it at the last second, and Freedonia looking to just continue on as down in the bottom lane, Dark is just keeping him in the game. 16 to 15. Immortal finally falls. Duke may have overstayed their welcome. Out comes the Divine Fleet, but not enough. Going to be Tassadar going down. The other members of Freedonia looking to take this camp, and now they may have to give it up. APOC comes out, Light Bomb comes out, ETC stun on the point is going to be able to get it. They slide in, look for the Moss. There is no interrupt. Dax actually jumping into the box, and Davon is able to get out. Crushing Jaws comes out, comes that D.Va mech exploding onto Anduin. Stay a while, listen is good, and an exceptional fight for the members of the Illidancing Queens after what seemed to be a really rough engage there. Well done. Freedonia looking, they're looking super solid still. 16 to 16. XP has been equalized here. Remember, both forts still have been taken on the side of Illidancing Queens. Looks like they're going to try and get this fort here. Diablo taking a little bit of tower damage there as that Fire Stomp does connect onto Dark, making the turret get angry, turn on to them, and the members should back up. We do have big potions here with the super healing potion from Deckard Keen coming out. Full on shadow charge build from Diablo with a devastating charge and the domination. Over on the side of Freedonia, we have those piercing arrows, Stormbow and Scatter Arrow now pierce, so that's a ton of extra damage for the side of Freedonia, as well as we've got that enchant boots, lion speed, so Anduin with that fast movement, so long as that leap of faith is up. Looks like there is going to try and be a gank. They don't go on to Diablo. Team not checking the bush. ETC coming out. Out comes the Earthquake, and Cestrin taking so much damage. Born to Shine taking some as well. Has to drop that. Stay wild and listen. Thrall and Deckard Kane traded out here, but ETC goes down as well. Dragon Arrow does not connect. Anduin is picked off as well. Duke popping that Archon. It's not going to be enough, and only Simp Slayer makes it out as a fantastic team fight. Just a little bit hesitant on that gank push ends up costing Freedonia their almost entire team. Simp Slayer will be able to get a little bit of damage onto this Immortal. You can see them waiting to see where everybody else is. They can see huge chunking come out on the side of that red Immortal, and as such are going to finally step up by themselves, checks the bush, very smart, doing a ton of damage. Jinxeekatt in the bush. Out comes the danger ping. He almost gets stunned. Halftime reach by the side of the Illidancing queens. And they're going to continue on here as the Immortal gets caught up. Jinxeekatt and Sezrin looking to start on that. Jinxeekatt getting caught in the stun there. Tisk tisk. Always like to call that out. Dax going to jump on. Not getting into that Worgen form just yet, which I think is really smart. They don't know where the enemy team is. After seeing a couple of members spawn, Hanzo is in the top lane, going to jump in and start demolishing this thing. 20k if the members of Freedonia hope to get that Immortal back, and it's looking like a rough defense here. Moshpit is going to be up. Yotaru takes a ton of damage. Out comes that cursed bullet. Leap of Faith has to be used. Lion Speed will be down. Apoc coming out. Jinxeekatt jumping back in. Rubies are popped. Xenon Zach was stunned there, and as such, not able to engage. Going to be the Immortal going over to Illidancing queens, who are doing a spectacular job this game. Had a little bit of faltering in that early game, but now here comes the fight in the lane before the Immortal from Freedonia. They're actually going to be able to fight this in lane. Dragon's Arrow does come out, connects onto Dax and onto Born to Shine, but nobody there to follow up. Was a great stun, but only bought time to maybe push down this Immortal a little bit. Yotaru going to push everybody away here with that D.Va, opting for this diverting power here. Looking for the hit the Nitrous, gets that stun on the boosters, of course, now. So that's the stun you saw there coming out from D.Va. Everyone avoiding the rubies. Dax finally getting them. Gonna heal back up to full. Meanwhile, though, there is a camp pushing in this top lane. It is pushing onto the keep of the members of Illidancing Queen. So the longer that the team of Freedonia can keep them here, the better. There comes that D.Va bomb. Immortal still looking pretty good, and Raze equalizes about the same here. Immortal grabs that front wall. Camp does the same, but it's still pushing. Illidancing Queens will have to get back there quickly if they want to continue to equalize this value here. And it looks like they're actually just going to back up. Nobody hearthing quite yet. Keep taking a little bit of damage. Well is going to go down. Minions finally here. Well, actually doesn't go down. It survives. We are 19-19 with Illidancing Queens looking to get 20 rather quickly here. Going to hit 20 first. Opt to pick up their bruiser camp. That will secure them the 20. A little bit early on the bruiser. Not going to push while the Immortal is active, of course, as that should spawn in just a moment here. Freedonia just trying to keep eyes on what is happening. Also opting to pick up their bruiser camp, so Yotaru will have to clear that out. Fort up top, just a little inkling away from being damaged, but as long as that fort survives, there are not going to be any catapults in the lane, so that is something that Illidancing Queens are going to have to consistently deal with. Bruiser camp gets really no value as it is cleared out in the middle of the lane here. It looks like Illidancing Queens are going to do the same. They finally get that fort and are hoping to equalize a little bit here as both lanes look very, very similar.
I am on my way, mortals. Be ready.
It looks like we might see some pushing come out here from the side of the members of Freedonia. They're going to start pushing onto this keep. However, they're very far forward. They do have 20 now. And Illidancing Queens look to engage from behind, not dismounting Diablo. Out comes the Fire Stuff. Xenon Zach very close to a wall, but it looks like they've turned on to Dark there. Out comes the Mosh Pit, Leap of Faith, and Crushing Jaws use there. Out comes the play of the game from Hanzo. Stay a while as it is good, and they have not opted for Respect the Elderly. Going to be that bottomless flash. Tassadar in the back with Jinxeekatt, pops the wall, but here comes Dax. You see that glyph of Faith used there by Anduin, gets those double pulls out. They have used both of them. Light Bomb comes out, connects onto two members. It is going to be Sezrin going down. They are very low. Xenon Zach pushed into Oblivion by Jinxeekatt. 1 for 1 so far. Out comes the D.Va mech. Does not have that good to go available. Will go down. And that is going to be 2 for 1 in favor of Freedonia. Illidancing Queens looking to back up as the race has begun for the side of Freedonia. Are the teams looking to fight, or are they just looking to race it out here? Dax hopping into that Worgen form. Born to Shine, giving them the old bops. While Jinxeekatt takes quite a bit of damage going in that 1v5. Not necessarily what you want to do there. He has to pick up some of these super potions. But again, bottomless flask. You have a healer even when you don't have a healer. Race is actually pretty even with only a 4k difference as two members of the members of Illidancing Queen are still going to be low, but here's the thing now. No more delay. 20 seconds before D.Va gets back. 10 for Orphea. That staggered death is going to be so devastating. And Freedonia are looking just to take this guy. It's going to be a 21-minute Immortal. Very, very strong. Tassadar does get stunned as well, and that is going to be Freedonia picking up this Immortal here. Imo does go down. Gonna push the bottom lane. Everybody is back here from the side of the members of, I keep getting my teams backwards. Illidancing Queens are alive. They are going to look to defend here. Maybe try and find something behind. It doesn't look to be the case. Everybody is just shaping up. Jinxeekatt trying to use the vision of the wall to look around behind the Immortal. Gonna finally get in position in that bush. Nobody checking quite yet. And Dax just gonna get on this clear, keep in a little bit of a rough spot. Danger pings coming out. Jinxeekatt tries to step up. Orphea in there as well. Sejun trying to get the big pokes out. Leap of Faith comes out. Duke blasted into oblivion before the light bomb can even connect, but this keep is going to die for it. NA arrow not connecting. Jinxeekatt having to use that blink from the Diablo, that Hellgate, to make sure they can get to safety. Keep goes down. Shouldn't be a whole lot of damage onto the core here, if any at all, as Immortal is looking quite low. Members of Freedonia, realizing the Immortal is going to go down, opting to grab this top camp here. Gonna ping this camp. Thrall is very low. Leap of Faith comes out, saving their life there. And great play by Illidancing Queens. We're still looking to go in. There are no more Leap of Faiths, of course. So anything that they get here now, you're just, you know, kind of SOL on the side of Freedonia. But Illidancing Queens backing off. Freedonia looking to do the same, grabbing this bruiser camp, all five of them stepping up. But it's going to be Dark who's looking to secure vision here. Kind of risky, considering Diablo by a wall and Thrall's health box isn't the highest. But nobody from Illidancing Queens opting to go over there, instead opting to just grab this. Not even grabbing their own camp. They're going to look to maybe fight here on this bottom camp. They know this is really the only place that Freedonia could be. D.Va in the bush. Duke and Dark able to push him off with the wall and the Wolf there. Out comes the crushing jaws. It's going to be ETC going down. The Death Mosh going to secure 3 members. However, D.Va will fall as well. Tassadar was taken out in the back. Draven so very low. Orphea falls as well. And that is going to be 2 for 2. Make it 3. Maybe Dark left all by themselves, getting the Sarah Kerrigan treatment. And 2 for 3 going over to Illidancing Queens. Again, they are down, but certainly not out. Every time I think, I'm like, well, you know, Illidancing Queens, they're showing up, but they keep getting caught out here. They keep trading unfavorably. They turn around, and they definitely get that favorable trade. Jinxeekatt and Born to Shine, not the most immortal damage, but going to damage it out here as Dax clears out that top lane. The members of Freedonia looking to do the same. They do have the Hanzo with them, so it is going to be a little bit faster clear. As you can see, already getting big chunks out, almost catching up. And in fact, now ahead of Deckard and Diablo. That's kind of their rage. Jinxeekatt coming to say, hey, stop that. Uses the Shadow Charge. Does not get connected onto. Take a look at our hero damage, our deaths, all that jazz here. You can really tell that Duke on the Tassadar has been bullied. They have 5 deaths. D.Va quite the same, 4 deaths. So that's like 8 D.Va deaths. You hate to see it. Freedonia rushing this down. Dax finally on that Immortal now. Halftime going to be hit in just a moment with Freedonia being ahead here, but now the whole team is back for both teams. Who has the better race? This is favorable for both teams here. Jinxeekatt looking to check onto folks, then deciding to just get back on that race. It is neck and neck. We do have Illidancing Queens ahead a little bit. Jinxeekatt eats that arrow, making sure that nobody can get it. Drops the APOC, and so close, 600 damage on the side of that red Immortal, but it is going to be going over to the side of Freedonia. And I thought for sure after that solid APOC that Illidancing Queens had it in the bag, but that is going to be them on the defense here. Keep already taking a little bit of damage. May not be able to save this, and a naked core is so hard to defend. This is the hour of the Scourge. Thank you very much. Shinkari pulling you back into hot. Hey man, you're welcome. You had to come see the light. We're gonna see his son come out onto Jinxeekatt here. Shield has been pushed down. Of course, it was only 360 points. It's like one Greymane auto attack at this point is going to be on the core. Keep not able to hold up. Yotaru trying to defend against the members of Freedonia, pushing them back as the Immortal goes down. Moshpit onto just D.Va. That is the Met. Crushing Jaws comes out as the Stay Wild and Listen, and now Freedonia taking a ton of damage. Light Bomb hitting nobody except for Seztran. Dax so low, but they're giving it all they got. Gonna fall here, as does the D.Va mech. This is Jinxeekatt in the back, trying to live it up, but also falling. Does have the souls, will be back. Seztran not as lucky, getting that chomp damage to stay alive. Born to Shine trying to keep him alive. ETC finally goes down. They're gonna jump on to Yotaru, stunned for a moment. Does not get the big shot. Jinxeekatt coming back to save the day. Another Hellgate. Diablo killing 2 members off here. 63% on the core of Illidancing Queens, but with only Hanzo alive, can D.Va, Deckard, and Diablo look for something here? Is quite a long Battlefield of Eternity game as we are going in on 30 minutes nearly. Gonna be the two of them grabbing this camp while D.Va in the back. Yotaru gonna be forced to clear out those catapults, going to just be on cleanup duty for a little while. Greymane will be back momentarily to help out with that top lane. Seztran back in 22 seconds before the whole team of Freedonia is back together. Looks like Hanzo trying to take this camp by themselves. Can they do it? That scatter arrow says yes, they can, taking most of their health, but finally going to be able to secure that. Going to send up more pressure into that top lane. Dax looking to do the same here on the blue bruisers. Grabbing that fallen shaman, going to be able to do it with a little bit more ease. Not necessarily as quickly, but with that 10 Worgen armor, going to be just fine. This Immortal will most likely end the game. Freedonia already on top of it. Simp Slayer putting in so much work. Is going to be them getting stunned out actually there. Race is not going to be started. It started a little bit, but then the members of Illidancing Queens opting to come and try and get that defense there. Out comes APOC, connecting on to 3 members. Diablo is good. Stay Wild and Listen, both Leap of Faith used there. This Anduin player keeping everybody alive, but poor Duke just so destroyed in these games. Going to go down. Moshpit connecting on to all 5 members here. If Xenon Zac dies, it is going to be another Moshpit. 2 members cleaned up from that. Born to Shine, very low ping. He's like, hey guys, get out of there and help me. Yotaru does not save the support, but able to come in, trying to help Jinxeekatt. Pings coming out onto the Immortal, saying, just kill it. Just kill it. Dark gonna chase down Yotaru, still full in that D.Va. Halftime is reached. There are shamans and catapults on the core, and it looks like Jinxeekatt and Yotaru are going back to defend it. Really difficult place for the members of Illidancing Queens to be in. Freedonia, the whole team nearly back. 10% on the core is left, and we might be looking at the beginning of the end here. There are 2 camps and katas on the core of the members of Freedonia, though. So if they don't go back to clear that, we could be looking at some real trouble. We can see Dark here trying to proxy the wave. Immortal is cleared by Freedonia, but they're looking just to end the game. Duke clearing out those katas, clearing out those minions. Core will fall, but Freedonia is already here. It's such a big defense. Out goes Thrall, 7% on that core. 5, 4, 3 is going to be game number 1 going over to Freedonia. GG's, that last 5-man Moss saving the day. Well played. Alrighty, here we can see very close game, 23-19 in favor of. It was actually the Illidancing Queens who got that those higher kills there. Unfortunately, just not able to close out the game. Excuse me. Take a look here. Orpheus with that 93k. Dark with the most damage from the off lane. You love to see it. 87, 25 to 24. Very long game. 30 minutes hit. Take a look at these talents here. Anything popping out? Death Metal getting a ton of value in that fight. Of course, the Showstopper getting that 35 armor. Very strong. Encore, you love to see it. Fairly standard. We do have that Echo Pedal for ETC, which allowed him to get a little bit of extra wave clear going out. Of course, from Illidancing Queens, that bottomless flask really paying dividends at the end there. Ruby able to heal up those melee friends so very much. I do believe this is Illidancing Queen's first loss of the season, so well done to Freedonia here. Let's go ahead, update these scoreboards. We get ready for game number 2. Take a look at the Diva build as well. Pro move, so that's the Diva mech getting move speed every time it takes damage, and of course it gets armor stacking up to 15 times, so that's 30 armor. The rush down, typically what we see with the additional 4% max hero health as damage, so it really able to chunk out tanks. Hit the nitrous, get you a 0.5 stun, and then a 300% speed increase. Of course, micro missiles. And then target lock. Enemy heroes remaining in your defense matrix have their armor reduced by 15 and their movement speed reduced. Diverting power, defense matrix area grows, and Diva's mech is healed by 30%. 35 health each time. Alrighty, Dax is letting me know that the teams opted to take first pick, and Freedonia is taking us to Shrine. So it looks like Illidancing Queens is picking that up right now. Mid the lobby, I appreciate it very much from our players. We're going to hop over to the score screen here so everybody who maybe just jumped in right now can take a look at what's happening. Thank you very much for the follow. Rayvar, thank you for the follow. And of course, once again, Shinkari, thank you for the subscription. 2 months in a row. You love to see it. So, again, if you're just joining, welcome, welcome. I am Jinxeekatt. This is NGS Division E that we are casting currently. If you're just getting here, you wonder, you know, Jinxie, what's going on? We're in game 2 of 3. You can take a look here and see the Illidancing Queens. The blue team opted to ban out Braxis Holdout and Hanamura Temple. Freedonia got rid of Dragonshire and Spider Queen. The first map was picked by the red team, with Illidancing Queens opting for first pick after the coin toss. Took us to BOE. Won there in a pretty close series. Could have gone either way. And now we are going to see the Illidancing Queens again take first pick. So Freedonia bringing us to Infernal Shrines. Let me go ahead and update that for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the follow. We'll check the name on that in a moment. Once again, this was picked by Red. Update that so everybody can see. Zatochi 8, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you very much for the follow. Second week in a row with a 9-man or the 5-man mosh. Yeah, 9-man mosh. I just hit my whole team as well. I'm that good. Oh, poor Duke says, I don't enjoy getting targeted. Really, really well played there. 5-man mosh ending up winning the game for the members of Freedonia. This is Infernal Shrine. So a lot of similar play that we'll see here. Again, camp so very important. Could see the Diva come out again. Could see the Greymane. I'm going to let them know I am ready. And then we will hop into the games. Alrighty then, just waiting on everybody to be ready and good to go. Sorting hats, and then we should be good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring it back over to my face. So the second I do this, everybody always loses their minds, because as soon as I bring it back, the teams usually start the game and we have to go through the transition again, and then people are like, ah, Jinxie, we see that too much. Why do you swap streams or screens so much? That's just how it happens sometimes. Gotta stay hydrated as we get ready for game 2. And I may or may not have a game in an hour, which I'm probably going to do maybe one warm-up game with my team, depending on how the series goes, before we hop into that. I did get a little bit of practice in beforehand, so should be good to go. And alrighty, Dark says that they are ready, so we should be going here any moment. If we could see, you know, the game is starting soon, I would appreciate that. If you watch after this, I am gonna, like I said, practice with my team. Hopefully, depending on how the match goes, if we go to a game 3 or not. Otherwise, we might just be going in cold, which is totally fine. We're playing the Brandy Newmans. They're looking really good this Division C West, but I think that we can beat them. All right, Borna Shrine says we are ready too, so here we go. And here we go, fam, as we hop into game number 2. Once again, this is Division E, Illidancing Queens versus Freedonia. All right, so mages are very powerful here. We might see the Kale Foss band come out. Could see something like the Grimane once again, Jaina, Orphea, all very strong. Li Ming loses a little bit of value here just based on the fact that she has to try and avoid those skeletal defenders on the point, so might not necessarily see her here. I'm going to get rid of that Johanna ban first and foremost, and I think that's a solid pickup. Johanna, great at grabbing the little... I've heard people refer to them as monkeys. I'm not 100% sure why. But she's really good at grabbing those skeletal defenders, so get her out of here. Looking at the side of Freedonia. They're going to ban the Rhaegar once again. They know Born to Shine really kind of rocks on that support. So, gonna take them out. Any mages here. Am I correct? They're going to ban the Diva. Don't want to play Diva this map. Don't want the enemy to have it. So, gonna get rid of her. Now, what do we see Freedonia take? Are they going to get rid of anything from last game? Or are they just sticking with their standard bans? They're going to get rid of that Rainer once again. Exterminator a little bit too much. I know Dax loves that Captain Pew Pew. ETC picked up first by JakeBot. Very solid tank right now. Orphea switching sides now. Anduin picked up once again for Draven. Excuse me. Yeah, Anduin picked up against for Draven. Duke grabbing the Orphea this time around. Great wave clear for those shrines. You love to see it. Now, what are you going to pick up here on the side of Illidancing Queens? Dax on that Cassia and Born to Shine rocking the Stukov. I like the ETC Stukov. I think that is a really solid, you know, ETC gets a slide, Stukov throws down the lurking arm, and then your opponent is just kind of trapped there. Of course, with the Cassia Fend, that's a lot of damage and a lot of lockdown coming out. So, really strong there from those teams. I'm going to take a second here to try and update my teams. Make sure that I have my Soothsayer all filled up. Gonna see the Leoric taken out from the side of Freedonia. Not wanting to deal with that. So, what Illidancing Queens ban? They are going to get rid of the Blaze. Again, wave clear really being targeted here. Not wanting to fight against anybody who does any kind of huge AoE damage. I'm really surprised the mages are still in play. Maybe both teams looking to pick one up. We did see Sestrin play the Orphea last game, so they could be interested in maybe getting like that KT, that Jaina, as we said earlier, or we could, you know, just ignore them. Simpslayer gonna be on that Junkrat, and Ragnaros picked up in the off lane for Dark. Interesting play. Xenon Zac still needs to pick a tank. I was kind of hoping, I was like, I wonder if we'll see Gazlo, like the rag Gazlo. I played against that the other day, and it's absolutely disgusting with the Gazlo bomb into that sulfurous smash. But doesn't look like we're going to see that today. Could be the Diablo. We're going to see Cezdrin pick up the Chromie. And then Yotaru finishing it out with that Zool. You love to see it. And Muradin coming out to finish up for Xenon Zac. I really like these drafts. I think that they're solid. I think Simplayer will get a lot of value out of that Junkrat. They did so well game number 1. And then looking at these, I think I will have to give at least the draft so far over to the side of Freedonia. They're playing really strong. They're doing a lot of good work. And I think the momentum is going to carry over as much as I love the Illidancing Queens. But who knows? You know, you've got that Chromie. You've got the ETC, the kind of free ping in there. The root from Zool is just kind of a big aim here button. So we'll have to see if the team can turn it around. I feel my energy drink kicking in. My heart is just like... I shouldn't be drinking energy drinks. I already have like a really fast heart. Like, not that anybody cares, but I feel like I just have to let my stream of conscious just like run while we load into this game, because otherwise you're just kind of sitting there staring at me like... Because I've already pretty much said everything that I have to say about these drafts. Unfortunately, I am a silver scrub, not necessarily the best analyst. Wish I had Crowan back so he could tell me more about the strengths and weaknesses here. But you know what? Like, I'm just here to make the games exciting, right? Right. So, going to hopefully just do that as we're waiting to get in. We'll see if Simplayer is a little bit faster on that toaster loading in this time around, as it looks like everybody is having a little bit of a struggle on the Infernal Shrines. I think it's due to the details, a map that was added later on, and as such, you know, folks can really struggle with that. Trying to get those beautiful graphics, get all the stuff loaded in, you know, all the spires and whatnot. Makes it difficult, but as soon as I say that lightning speed, everyone else loads in, and we're just waiting on Simplayer. Come on, get that hamster running. Spin the wheel. There we go. All right, guys. Game number 2 in our best of 3 series. Let's go ahead and get this underway. I try to send us all the way over to the wrong side of the map. Log in, display our pop-ups over here on the left-hand side. We got Born to Shine on that Stukov. Jinxeekatt is going to be your ETC. Cezdrin on the Chromie. Yotaru rocking that Zool. And Dax on the Cassia. Over on the right-hand side, we have the members of Freedonia with Xenon Zac on that Muradin. Simplayer is going to be your Junkrat. Draven on the Anduin once again. Duke will be your Orphea, and in the top lane already, Dark on that Ragnaros. Hop over to the middle of the lane. We can see everybody looking to duke it out here. No pun intended. ETC getting caught by that Chastise. Gonna get that slide out. Xenon Zac taking a ton of damage, and there's that combo I was talking about. Leap of Faith already having to be used. Still ends up getting rooted, as it was not timed before that root went off as such. There's a little bit of a hiccup for Muradin there. Had that Dwarf Toss out. Duke taking so much damage, and Chromie absolutely no joke, as Orphea is going to be the first to be blown up there. Once again, Lurking Arm coming out. We do have that low blow, so extra damage when ETC gets the slide. If the teams can follow up, is going to mean big trouble for whoever is caught there on the side of Freedonia. Now I'm really cheering for Freedonia because I don't think my heart can take a third game. Hey, that's fair, you know, like, sometimes saying these are going so crazy and I'm trying to get the words out. My heart's like, and I'm just like, trying to pump out all the words. We're going to see Illidancing Queens grab their camp. No camp picked up yet by Freedonia. Gonna look to grab Jinxeekatt here. Has to burn that Gladiator's medallion already. Simplayer gonna boop him away. Not back into the team, though. And as such, Goats are going to get a little bit of extra damage. We're going to see Muradin try to connect with that Storm Bolt here. Chromie doing, of course, a ton of poke damage down in the bottom. No, the soak orbs. A couple of them gonna be collected there as the team is rip snorting ready to go. Excuse me. Are gonna see it. Freedonia just bump up. Already popped the mine. Interesting. Looking to grab some vision there. But Freedonia is, in fact, going to grab their own siege camp. Down in the bottom camp taken by Illidancing Queens. In the top are cool and attractive players. Yotaru, once again, having a little bit of trouble into Dark. We look at Dark's mana, and if they continue to play like this, then this will be going the way of Yotaru. Take a look at these level 4 talents. We do have that Shackler. Bone Armor is active. Enemies are slowed. And then the Jailer's build. So a little bit of an older build was nerfed. Still very solid. Just extra push in these lanes. Zool not 100% effective in this or on this map, as it is really hard to get that double rotation going, but with those skeletons can make one lane significantly worse. Chattering Teeth does find Dax there. They take a ton of damage, including that Storm Bolt. Bornstein having to heal them up fairly quickly, drops that Pustule. Finally has that one good spread, which will reduce the cooldown if they can hit 3 members. Lurking Arm saves the life of Jinxeekatt as the members of Freedonia get this started. Murden just trying to zone. Out comes that Junkrat mine, or that trap there. Dark taking a little bit of damage. ETC eating it for the team. Gonna get rooted. Slide comes out. Lurking Arm not available. Knockback onto the Dwarf Toss. Out comes the root from Zool. And once again, that is going to be Murden using up that Divine, or I always want to call it Divine. I keep saying Divine Yeet now, since I've kind of like ruined myself. They're going to see Simslayer take a lot of damage. Lurking Blow not going to connect. Out comes that root once again. That Bone Prison will get the kill from those Jailers. Get the little skeletal slap. Leap of Faith. That's what it called. It was used there. 6-6 for these teams. And Illidancing Queens looking super dominant here. Another Jailer's come out. Chromie's super prominent. Orpheus gonna go down once again. Xenon Zac just has to back out here. Arcane Punisher. Pretty gosh darn good Punisher here. Again, Lurking Arm going to drop that Ragnaros fort there. And this is going to be not a whole lot of value gained from this first Punisher. Will grab one of these towers before the team decides to back it on up. Grabs the gate as well, but Ragnaros preventing the Punisher from getting too much. Is a 5-minute cooldown, so of course we'll be down for the next objective, as we are going to see, or is it 3-minute cooldown, 240 seconds, trying to do quick math, 60, 180, 190. A little bit more than 3 minutes. I think maybe 4. Something along those lines. Anyways, the point is it is going to be down. Duke going to be engaged on here by Stukov. Orpheus, great body blocking by Jinxeekatt. Going to come out. Medallion is good, but not good enough. As poor Duke. Take a look at these kills. 3 deaths onto the Orpheus. Taking a 1,400 damage there. I mean, I guess that's not quite her health bar 3 times over, but the amount of time she's lived in lane is a big ol' yikes. Great engages there from the side of Illidancing Queen. Let's take a look at these talents. Level 10 already picked up for Chromie, opting for those slowing sands. Cassia going for that Plate of the Whale, getting that regen, and then the Surge of Light. If Born to Shine can keep Dax alive, then he'll just be able to keep on pinging. Top fort is going to be pushed by Illidancing Queens. Meanwhile, Freedonia opting to get a camp here. Zool just soaking away. A little bit of buildup in the mid lane, but when you're pushing, life is good. Duke better be careful. They're very far forward with nothing to defend them. Out comes the Dread, going to end the life of the well here. Minions are going to push in. It looks like that's all Illidancing Queens think they'll be able to get. Chromie going to get a couple more blasts off, seeing the whole team show up. Are going to back out. And now they're waiting. They're playing. This is actually really maybe a smart play here. Ragnaros is going to be on the bottom, grabbing this bottom bruiser camp here. Bottom siege camp, excuse me. Jailers has been completed by Azul. They try to get the gank onto Yotar, but well aware of what's going on. And level 10s online does mean that they are going to back up, not get picked. Nobody falling for the trap of Illidancing Queen, so instead they're just going to look to try and find somebody before that next shrine. Opting, seeing nobody's going to be there, going to grab these bruiser camps. Bruiser was already picked up by Freedonia, so they won't have this 2 push, and that's just another stressor that Freedonia is going to have to deal with as this game goes on. Luckily for them, Punisher is going to be top this game, so as such, oh no! Jinxeekatt takes a lot of damage, but the Chromie is going to deter anybody from filing onto them. Born to Shine should be able to heal him up. Out comes that bio kill switch. Trap comes out from Junkrat. Gonna try and pull it into lane, maybe grab a minion. Chromie damage quite good as Duke, again, taking so much damage. Anduin not able to heal through it all. Traps are being picked up here. Junkrat, are they going to opt for that 3rd trap as we go later on into the game? We do have that blow him up, but then we're going for the Chattering Teeth as we see there, and of course the Dirty Trickster, not opting for the Boom Power, as you lovingly call it, Boop on build. Out comes the Mosh Pit, but immediately Xenonzak shuts it down. Out comes Sulfuris Smash, as does that Rocket Ride, Eternal Feast. Nobody going down quite yet. Ball Lightning was also dropped. Chromie dropping huge damage. Slowing Stance comes out. Dude is silent. Xenonzak has to jump out. No health, no mana. Used that avatar form already. And the team fight of the members of Illidancing Queens is just insane. Just going to leave Dax and Born on this objective here. Looking to back up a little bit. Draven and Simpslayer can't really step in. Xenonzak is back though. Duke has spawned. We'll take a look again. Poor Duke. Like 90% of the team's death, actually 80, with the 5 kills. 5-0 in favor of Illidancing Queens here. Ragnar's Fort popped very, very early, maybe in an effort to dissuade the members of Illidancing Queens from coming in. Gonna get the jump onto Junkrat. Very, very close. Slide is good, but the mine from that concussion blast pops him away safely. Already using that Ragnar's Fort. It is going to be Murden going down. Great silence by Born to Shine. John Cena jumping up, but now the fort is on top of Born. Anduin falls as well. This is going to be a frozen Punisher. Hey, John, you forgot something. He's going to get started on the keep before the fort has even been finished. That's not something we typically see. Fort does finally go down that route, coming out onto the frozen Punisher, which is the strongest in the game currently. Ball Lightning up again. Out comes the Eternal Feast, trying to deter the rest of the Illidancing Queens from pushing forward. Surge of Light for just a little bit extra damage, and that should be the wall going down here. It's just Dark available. Gets a little bit of damage onto Born to Shine and Jinxeekatt. So much damage from that blast here, that blast wave. It is so far the blast build, kind of. We have that blistering attacks from Ragnaros coming out here as well. Orphe at level 7, not opting for the Chomp cooldown, instead going for that Mind Devourer. Freedonia did try to grab this camp, unable to do so, and Illidancing Queen says, hey, you know, we'll take that. Get the slide onto Dark, have to use the Leap of Faith. Lurking Arm with that Growing Infestation does come out. Not able to secure the kill, a little bit late there. Now Duke better be careful. They're out very, very far. All in the meantime, Yotaru, like, have they been with the team? They show for objectives, but you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We see those double sides at the level 13 coming out. They're going to use that Curse Strikes to clean up this bottom wave. Looks like a little bit of a fight here in the middle lane as Illidancing Queens look to grab this middle altar. Not gonna do so, not able to grab the fort. It's gonna back up, grab their camps. Freedonia looking to do the same. A minute and 45 seconds left though on that camp. Was taken by the blue team. 223 was just stolen, and there's not really a whole lot that Freedonia can do right now. They kind of have to bide their time and look for a pick. However, the death ball from Illidancing Queens is so dominant. In fact, they may have stepped out a little bit too far here. Yotaru does find that the route onto Orphea. She is going to go down. Out comes the Eternal Feast and that Sulfuras Smash from Dark, who's now fleeing for their lives. However, Bone Prison connects onto them, tries to use a Blast Wave to get away, but not enough. Silences to make sure they can't get out. Gets a little bit of healing from that Q, but Ragnaros picked off. 2 big staggers you hate to see if you're Freedonia right now. And these Illidancing Queens showing up are incredibly dominant in this game. Number 2, they have 16 online now. Taking a look here, Chroma, you already had it, opting for the Shifting Sands. Martial Law for Cassia, completely ignoring that armor, is going to be a boop to destroy the mosh pit of ETC. Simp Slayer using the Rocket Ride to survive there, not able to connect onto anybody. Light Bomb onto Dre Vaughn will end their life. Nothing they could do. Eternal Feast comes out with no lockdown. Jinxeekatt's just going to walk out of that. Big wave in the middle will grab this wave and then look to grab this fort. Jinxeekatt comes through as well. Should look to finish this before they grab the shrine, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Another stun and a huge blow up coming out onto Muradin there. Couldn't do anything. The root into the lurking arm. Ball lightning used as well. Poison Nova, I think, was used in that last fight. Are going to see Muradin going down, and that's another stagger. 30 seconds, meaning this camp goes over to Illidancing Queens. Jinxeekatt positioned so aggressively, and the members of Freedonia slide by. He doesn't stop any of them. They're going to try and come out and contest. Again, poor Dupe would like to play the game. That is going to be Ragnaros going down as well. Taking the fights down level 16. You hate to see it. Panic really setting in for Freedonia, trying to find some levels, trying to come back, and as such, just end up. They're going down in these team fights. Guys, you got to look for a pick. You're going to step back, try and prevent Yotaru from pushing in even further in this middle lane. But here comes Jinxeekatt. Going to actually stay in this bush here, looking around as they finally see the members of Freedonia show on the wave. Are instead going to opt to just finish up this bottom Punisher and then grab. Danger being pinged from the side of the blue team. Erica Hoff, I agree. A little bit of a rough team fight there for Freedonia. This is going to be Mortar Punisher picked up by Illidancing Queens, who are also looking to grab the bottom camp. Now, Mortar Punisher isn't the strongest, but still gets the job done. Chattering Teeth is going to find its way onto Cassia, so the armor goes down a little bit, has to activate that Surge of Light. Orphea, once again, we'll take a look at these poor deaths. Orphea, 7 deaths, just being murdered in these fights. 14 minutes in, and we're looking to push keep. Out comes the raid boss, Ragnaros. John Cena jumps over the wall, tries to find Xenon Zach here. Rag not able to do much about the gate, is going to push down John before the keep is hit. Takes only the most smallest inkling of damage there, you can see. And Illidancing Queens looking for a gank here. They're 19-16, 3 levels up. And if they play this correctly, can take another fight, get those 20s, and really snowball the game to victory. Jinxeekatt is going to show on these towers, and it looks like the camp ideally for Illidancing Queens. ADC going to see if anyone wants to start it. Going to be chased out as the whole team shows up. Danger pings are coming out. ETC finding that whole team in the bush. Takes a little bit more damage than they would like. Born to Shine gonna heal him up. Out comes, once again, the slowing sands. And seeing that Illidancing Queens are there, Freedonia just has to back up. I mean, what can they do here? Out comes the Gladiators Medallion from Ragnaros as Jinxeekatt tries to connect onto them. Did end up missing the slide, but that's another 5-minute cooldown that we may not get to see again from Dark, as this Bruiser camp is taken, blasted to bits. All right, teams are on the same, never mind. Level 20 is hit, and that's it for Freedonia. I was going to say they could maybe take a fight there. Did have same talent tier, but grabbing that camp secures level 20. We have that unraveling. So extra slow, spell armor reduced, for Chromie there. The Infinite Ball, Mortal Wound, Bolt of the Storm, and then, of course, that Controlled Chaos from Born to Shine. Out comes the Light Bomb. Everybody's got a swap. Only got a couple of shots off there from that Ball Lightning. Chromie doing huge damage here, looking for a fight. Freedonia not going to give it to him. They just want to clear out this wave in peace. Just clear out this camp. And I can't remember how long it's been since Freedonia was able to take a camp. This has been very oppressive by blue here. Gonna take this aggressive camp in the bottom lane. And now they play the waiting game. Gonna look to grab this bottom keep. ETC trying to find the slide onto Duke. Leap of Faith immediately popped. Out comes the Eternal Feast. Gonna get a little bit of damage onto Born to Shine. But a Globe there will heal him back up. Dark looking for the wraparound flank. Not going to find it. And now the keep is under pressure by Illidancing Queens. Jinxeekatt just trying to zone everybody away. They want the keep. However, not sure anyone's going to be able to find it here. Light Bomb comes out. Ball Lightning back up again. Rocket Ride connecting onto Born to Shine. They're going to eat all of the total mayhem, but Orphea, Muradin, and Ragnaros do go down. That is Anduin as well. Only Simp Slayer left alive, and Core is called here. Jinxeekatt pops the medallion, does get rooted. There goes the boot bomb. Gonna boop Seztran back. Yotaru looking quite low, waiting for that globe to change so the team can pick it up. Simp Slayer being kept out of their base. Finally gets in using the medallion. 72% on the court. Jinxeekatt making sure that there's no way possible Freedonia can get this. Getting the core bounce there even with the slide. And game number 2 going over to Illidancing Queens. We have a series on our hands, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folks, as the members of Illidancing Queens win a very dominant game number 2. We'll take a look at these stats here. Yikes. You love to see it if you're an Illidancing Queen fan. But here we have 18-0. Nobody going down on the side of the Queens. 49K from Seztran there, pinging from so far away. Simp Slayer only getting that 35K. They just really couldn't do much in that fight. And, you know, I feel my draft pick'ems might be the kiss of death for teams. Every time I've said, I think this team is going to win, they end up losing. So maybe we stop that. Looking here, 18 minutes, half the time of that BOE, despite, you know, 33% more map. Well played by Illidancing Queens. We're going to take a look at these talents here. Level 20 not hit by the side of Freedonia. Take a look at these talents. Ashmantle, thank you for redeeming treats for the puppers. I will get those treats going for you momentarily. Looks like Freedonia couldn't keep up in macro in the mid game. Some bad engages resulted in always in recovery. That's a fair point, Erica Hoff. Not a lot could be done there for them. I got worried for a second because nobody should be texting me right now, everyone. Who needs to talk to me is right where they are. But just, you know, spam text. You love to see it. Taking a look at these builds here. Muradin going for that reverberation instead of the siege sledgehammer that we've seen a little bit more. A tactical reverse sweep. A tactical game 1 loss for the reverse sweep. I mean, hey, stranger things have happened. Let's go ahead and hop back over here as we get those treats for the puppers and wait for game number 3. Where are my pupper treats? Let's get those puppers up. This isn't Lily right now, actually, despite the fact that it says Lily. It's actually JoJo. So, Lily is here. She's ready for a treat. You want a treat, baby? Yeah, your big old head's in the way. Alrighty, can you sit, please? Can you sit for mommy? Oh, everybody wants a treat now. There we go. Good sit. Thank you. Good job. Treats for the puppers.
I hate people, but I love gatherings.
I hate people, but I love gatherings. Moist Venus, thank you for the rating party of 11. We are in game number 3 in our best of 3 series. I'm going to give everybody a little treat because they deserve it because they're all good dogs. Thank you for the 69 bits. Cute. Oh, thank you, Moist Weenus. I was a little bit worried about wearing it because I wore it on Tuesday, and I was kind of concerned, you know, like maybe people are gonna say something, but it's cold in my house. It's a cute sweater. Like, I know how to wash things. Ginger is sitting on the light, so they're dimming, so that's why I'm fading from existence. Thank you. Very helpful, Puppo. So we're hopping into game number 3. We're gonna update these stats in live time here as you hop to game number 3. Once again, series is live. So, if you're just joining us, first of all, welcome from Moist Weenus's chat and channel. We are on again for, you know, the umpteenth time because I'm just letting my mouth run. Game number 3, Illidancing Queens won that game. Picked by red, won by blue. Let's go ahead and update that bad boy. Boom. There we go. As you can see, Illidancing Queens opted for first pick, and as such, Freedonia took us to Battlefield of Eternity, where they did win. Freedonia opting to get rid of Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragonshire. Illidancing Queens got rid of Brax's Holdout and Hanamura Temple, and I appreciate that because I hate casting all 4 of those maps. So they had the caster on their side, in their minds, which we appreciate. After losing game number 1, once again, Illidancing Queens opted for the first pick. Freedonia took us to the side of Infernal Shrines, where it was won in a very dominant fashion, 18-0, in fact, to Illidancing Queens. I'm going to let them know that I am ready. I really hope that these games get going underway soon. I have a game soon-ish, in 40 minutes, so I was hoping for a 7:30 end. That's all right. Dark is saying that they are ready. Gonna bring it on back to me for a moment. Thank you for the follow, cutest caster, cutest. Aww, thank you. I love you, Tetcher. Alrighty, who was that follow? Let's give a big old shout out. Outrun 1986. Thank you very much for the follow. We appreciate you, Tetcher. Thank you for the 69 bits. You guys like my hoodie? You want to like it even more? I'll show you. First of all, it's got a humongous hood. So it's going to be a little bit difficult pulling this up over my headset because of the wire and everything. And I did fold it earlier. I almost said something that was going to get clipped out of context. It is a very large hood, and as such, can be kind of hard to wrap up. But it's got a big old hood, and look, it's got ears. Jinxeekatt as a cat. All right, here we go. Cursed Hollow is going to be our next map. I forgot to update that, but by the way, guys, game number 3 gonna be Cursed Hollow. Was picked by the blue team, so first pick going over to the red team. Rhaegar once again banned away. Born to Shine not getting their favorite hero. Thank you, Warden Maiden. I appreciate that very much. You guys are probably going to see, you're going to become so sick of like this hoodie and my purple shirt because that's all I wear. Diva going to be banned out first and foremost. Not first pick, so not our problem, says Illidancing Queens. Once I go to England next week, every time you guys see me cast, it'll probably just be all like bundled up. Zool gonna be banned away this time round because holy moly, that was oppressive last game. ETC taken out as well. If we can't have them, nobody can. And that is gonna be instant lock Johanna from Xeon Zach. Tetcher, how did your game go? Moist Venus, how was your cast? I didn't even ask, guys. I hope you guys are having a good night. And, you know, there are a lot of places you could be on this fine Thursday evening, and I thank you for spending it with me. We're not done after this series, as Raynor and Anduin are locked in this time round. Dax finally getting his Raynor, and then Anduin going over to Born to Shine, as it wasn't in the first rotation this time around. So what else do you play, Draven? Or Dravon? I update OBS, or if you're going to be picked up for
the
Duke
Lich King.
once again. For the Lich King, thank you for the follow. F22 Raptor 311. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying the stream, as it's going to be an Ana this time for Draven. You'll love to see it. Orphea with the nano boost. Hopefully going to be a lot stronger than last game, because yikes on a bike. That was rough for poor Duke being bullied out. Gaslow gonna be banned. Do not want to deal with that Gravo Bomb combo with the Eternal Feast. Could be very strong there. So get him out of here. Waiting for the ban from the side of Freedonia. What do they think? It's going to be Chromie. And, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due. Sezrin played a pretty strong Chromie there. And as such, nobody wants to deal with that. Cursed Hollow. We need a lot of macro pressure. So Diablo is still available for Jinxeekatt. They played a really strong Diablo game number 1. Just realized the entire time I had the wrong player on, there is no Hodoken Phoenix in the game here. That's actually Jinxeekatt who is playing today. So my apologies if that's been on for everybody. That is my first time noticing it. A little bit of a whoopsie. Tassadar gonna be picked up for Zestrin. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Lunchbox Div E Hype. Lunchbox, I'm thinking about casting your team tomorrow. You'll have to let me know how that sounds to you. As we're going to see Malthael come out for Dark and Simpslayer going to pick up that Greymane. Diablo is going to be the call for Jinxeekatt there. And I need to be updating these here a little bit quicker. That is a Greymane for Simpslayer. That is a Malthael for Dark. And last but not least, Yotaru, what are you playing? What are you bringing in? They're going to go with the Sonya. Tried and true. Last game of the night. Very excited to have these folks playing with us. Now we'll get the ICC cast going tomorrow. Probably do some replays. Some NGS replay cast, and then we'll hop over to our in-house replays because I have been slacking on those. Gonna bring it over to me while we wait. Yeah, you can tell Ice Crown Citadel Knights, I'm a little bit of a fan of them. Always like to cast those games whenever I can. Thank you. It's the most important bot. It keeps everybody safe. Butt spot is very, very important to us. So I'm just checking. Did I see... No, Tetra didn't tell me how their game went, but that's okay. And maybe they don't want to say, hey, we got absolutely gobsmacked in front of 40 other people. So we'll just wait it out. We're getting into game number 3. We aren't playing tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna do the replay cast. The game that I didn't get to cast for what day was that? Tuesday. Because I had to go practice with my team, so I was only able to cast one game for them. Yeah. Hi, Double Dam. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Loading in here once again. Everybody slow as molasses. We're looking at these teams, and I'm just going to say, yes, both these teams are good because every single time, this is like the last 4 games in a row, every time I say that I think this person is going to win, they don't end up doing that. They end up getting like a kind of raffle stomped. So, oh, they won? Very nice. Big shouts. Warden made him redeem treats for the puppers. Let's treat that pup. Gendrino, you want a treat? Yeah, you do. Let me see. Yeah, the camera always cuts off your head because you're a long dog. You're a long boy, but there we go. get the treat for the Pupperino as we get into game number 3. We do have over on the left-hand side, Born to Shine going to be on that and a win. Jinxeekatt rocking the Diablo. Dax is going to be your Rainer. Seztran on that Tassadar. Yotaru will be your Sonya. And over on the red side, our right side, we're going to see Simp Slayer on that Greymane. Xenon Zach is going to be your Johanna. Duke on the Orphea, and Dre Vaughn will be your Anna. Down here in the bottom, we've got Dark on that Malthael, heading straight to the solo lane. Let's get these talents rocking and rolling. Once again, we are going to see that Devil's Due coming out from the Diablo. Good luck, have fun. Slumber Cells 4 on it. Everything starting off really standard. Hold your ground coming out from Johanna. That is going to give you the 20 seconds on that shield, make it a little bit better. In comes Yotaru on the Sonya, going to clear out that wave. Lickety split. Malthael did come back up to fight. And this game is a little bit different. You don't have a standard 4-man rotation here, so we're going to see how these teams are going to split as Soak needs to be had. Dax actually heading down to the bottom. Gonna miss a couple of XP globes here. Actually, those I think are Dark's globes that they pick up. Dax just going to ping away at Dark, and this is what you love to see. Just able to harass that melee Mender there, doing lots of damage. Duke trying to heal up. They're losing a lot of health and a lot of mana. Up here on the top, it is going to be Yotaru versus Simp Slayer and Sonya versus Greymane. Of course, Sonya with the wave clear and with that sustain is going to do quite a lot to Simp Slayer there, as they even pick up their own globe. Lose a lot to that that tower there, and as such have to back up and tap. Meanwhile, Born to Shine and Seztran getting started on that siege camp. No one picking up the camp yet for the side of Freedonia. Potentially looking to gank Dax down here as they come out with the sleep, come out with the stun. Out comes that Gladiator's Medallion despite using the anti-heal grenade there, that biotic grenade. Dax will escape. We'll have to tap and is, you know, I'm getting out of here. Born to Shine has suggested they do that camp, and that's exactly where he is heading. We'll take a look at these level 4 talents for them, as we do have that Exterminator coming out from Rainer, and then of course the Fight or Flight. Reduced Adrenaline Rush cooldown by 10 seconds, and it grants 25 armor. Jinxeekatt hanging out, soaking the wave. Sonya headed down bottom, as Dax actually has opted to go up top. It is going to be Seztran who's helping out here. Anna and Xenon Zach getting this camp. Not necessarily the fastest camp clear in the West, but going to be able to do it nonetheless. Jinxeekatt getting a taste of that own menace, being bullied a little bit by Duke here. Once again, opting for that sacrificial soul. Stuns, getting those 10 armor anytime you hit him with the shadow charge. Giving that 25 armor, excuse me, and then those 10 souls. Tribute is spawning in 13 seconds. We are going to see the teams look to fight and engage on each other. Out comes that Sleep Dart, does not connect. Already popping the Iron Skin from Johanna. It's a 20-second cooldown now. And Duke stepping up pretty far, pops the Dread. Gonna get the interrupt onto Xenon Zach there, who looked to channel. Out comes that Condemned stun. Dax in the back, finally getting blinded. Misses that Shadow Waltz there. Duke gonna be the first to fall, and Born to Shine able to grab this tribute with great zoning from the side of the members of Illidancing Queens. Everyone just immediately headed back into lanes. Seztran gonna clear out that wave with the help of Yotaru. Clear out those giants before they even get a whole lot of value. Seztran a little bit low on mana, gonna head on back. Jinxeekatt once again is the tank on Cursed Hollow, so he basically lives in this middle lane, grabbing Soak. Rainer once again trying to get into this melee matchup versus the Greymane. Simp Slayer in that human form currently just trying to clear out these minions. No camps available at the moment. Are going to see that Berserker camp picked up by Freedonia and should be cleared out relatively quickly by the Tassadar wave clear here, as second tribute does spawn down in the bottom mid-range area. Not necessarily the bottom lane yet. It is the defensive one for the members of Illidancing Queen. It's going to be a little bit rough for the side of Freedonia to get in here. Gonna choose to fight in the spell armor. Jinxeekatt taking a little bit of damage as Sestrin looks to aggress onto the red team. Dax is here now as 2 pops that Inspire. Gonna immediately burn down the spell armor boy from those bruisers. Knight's gonna go down as it looks like Sonya and Jinxeekatt getting in position here, making sure Freedonia has as hard a time possible to set up. Already popping that wall. Yotaru is gonna grab this, and it looks like no hard commitment from the side of Freedonia. Another tribute going the way of Illidancing Queens. However, you take a look at this soak, and it is in the favor of Freedonia. They've got about half a level lead over the side of Illidancing Queen. So this next tribute will mean that level 10 will be a lot quicker. Could potentially give over that 3rd tribute if Illidancing Queens don't have 10 quite yet. Camp being picked up once again by Born to Shine and Sestrin. Sonya living the good life in this top lane. Just letting the minions push. Grabbing that soak when it's available, but I mean the minion push is so very slow. Finally, Simp Slayer decides to show up. 3 members of Freedonia are going to grab this camp. They're looking to push it out, and really solid, but boss is being started. Looks like since the team is so close to level 10, the members of Illidancing Queens are going to opt to grab the boss instead of this tribute because they don't have level 10 yet, half a level away. Malthael coming to scout it. No, not coming to scout it out. Instead looking to grab the soak here. Really smart play. We'll take a look at what the members of Freedonia have decided to pick up for their level 10. Dark realizing the boss was taking, he says, oh no, oh dear, the flip from Jinxeekatt. Out comes the wall. Dark, they try to fight their way out, but are going to go down. Level 10 hit by the side of Illidancing Queens as well. Sonya fighting into Duke, and let's take a look at some of these fights. We have Falling Sword coming out from Johanna here. Nano Boost as is standard. Once again, Eternal Feast, Curse Bullet, and then Last Rites. Over on the side of Illidancing Queens, we've got that Light Bomb as a standard. Leap from Yotaru, very spicy. Hyperion. It is going to be Apocalypse. We skipped it. We do see Apoc come out down here as a fight breaks out in the bottom lane. Xenon Zac so low. Finishes the subdue, but is going to go down here. Apoc and Archon will finish out those level 10s for Illidancing Queens. And, you know, Xenon Zac, they did go down there. But that's like having a second ultimate now, finishing that subdue. Humongous play. That's an 80% slow that doesn't decay for 2 seconds. And in some cases, you know, being slowed can be just as bad as being rooted there. Are going to see a little bit of an anti-synergy comes out with Jinxeekatt, the push and the flip. Out comes the Chastise, but nobody from the side of Freedonia able to step up. And as such, Jinxeekatt doing so much damage. Inspire comes out. Falling Sword comes on to Born to Shine, but they can't connect in time. And as such, Freedonia is going to be cursed. Dax takes a lot of damage. Jinxeekatt so very low in the back. Curse Bullet did come out. That is going to be the souls of Jinxeekatt lost. Dax all by his lonesome out in the back is going to go down as well. And that's a lot of pushing power taken out from the side of Freedonia. Excellent team fight there. They are cursed, but now what can Illidancing Queens really do with this? Malthael getting back up to soak. Sonya going to look to push this top lane. The top fort is going down, of course. Getting that minion XP is going to be the most important. Yotaru just bonking on Dark there, being zoned away from that XP. They want to get it. Not going to be able to do so. And as such, just hang out here, wail on this fort a little bit. Meanwhile, mid lane being pushed by Freedonia here. Sestrin pops the Archon. Light Bomb comes out, connects on a 2. Apoc finishes up. That's going to be Simp Slayer going down. Xenon Zac running as fast as they can, trying to get out. Everyone hitting, saying, hit the middle 4. Out comes Orphea. Duke, you're wrong place, wrong time. Hyperion is dropped, uses the Internal Feast. Out comes that Falling Sword. Dax taking so much damage. Jinxeekatt eating the tower. For how long can they do it? Will go down. No souls. 30 seconds on Jinxeekatt there. Illidancing Queens, who are looking so strong early game, are kind of falling apart in this mid game. Level 13 has been picked up by both teams. Point to make, Illidancing Queens didn't have 13 in that fight. So, excuse me, little bit down there. But we do have it. We've got that giddy up, getting that 8% movement speed while mounted and unmounted. Inspire grants 8% more movement speed. Malthael looking to not start this boss. They do grab this bruiser camp, however, though, big wave building up here in the bottom for Illidancing Queens. Tribute will spawn in Illidancing Queens safe zone, and now boss has been called. However, the Illidancing Queens may be on to this, or they may not, as they look to clear out this this bruiser camp here. With the Greymane boss already at 50% health, Sonya is in the top lane, and Illidancing Queens either have no idea or don't decide to rotate up. Figure, you know, we can just clear it out with the Rainer Exterminator. In fact, Orphea does go down here, and when getting the kill onto her, has that moral compass, which fires basic attack 2 heroes, stealing the kill away. Middle lane will have to be clean out on the side of Freedonia. Meanwhile, Yotaru getting started on that boss, changing on to Darker, who now has to run away. Leap does connect, as does the Chastise. Out comes the Unstoppable from Malthael, but not enough, as that Force Wall finishes them off. Boss will get this fort wall here as a result. Gonna use that stun. Well does go down in the top lane, so a little bit harder for Illidancing Queens to grab this great boss play by Freedonia, who now have stepped up here as well. They do have their fort, they do have their well. It is a little bit further for them to retreat, but they will be able to do so unless Illidancing Queens have anything to say about it. Tribute has spawned. Now, either team can give this up. Not the end of the world if one or the other picks it up. However, they do want it. Want to get closer to that Tribute. As such, teams looking to fight here. Sestrin scouting out the bush. Gets a little bit of damage onto Xenon Zach. Uses the full combo. That's a 20-second cooldown on the wall. Dax trying to grab this. Is going to be the sleep dart. Everything coming out onto Zach. That's all the interrupts at once. I'm going to be able to heal up. You can see Born to Shine putting a lot out on there. And level 16 is hit for Freedonia. I don't know that the members can keep this. Oh, Jinxeekatt gonna come in. Out comes Lightbomb. Out comes the APOC. Out comes the Leap. Lots of stuns, but there went the Cursed Bullet as well. Eternal Feast is good. That is gonna be Ana and Malthael going down. A Palantir advantage. What's that? Illidancing Queen. Xenon Zach tries to get out with the Falling Sword. Are gonna fall down. 4 members lost there. Dude, Hearthing in the bush, nobody sees him, is going to get out. And now there is the life of this top 4 coming to an end. The whole team is there. Jinxeekatt doesn't mind taking a little bit of damage. And now, boss definitely a play that the team could make. Only Duke alive. That's very far forward, my friend. Just going to try and get some soak there. Keep up, as immediately the XP lead has shifted in favor of Illidancing Queens. They are going to look at this bot, get it started. Meanwhile, Sonya just going to soak that middle lane. Everybody has rezzed on the side of Freedonia, so if they can hoof it, no. I was going to say, if they can hoof it across the map, they might be able to contest, but nobody fast enough from base. Boss will go over to Illidancing Queens. Tribute has spawned. Draven trying to get on top of it already. Nice interrupt on that Sonya spear there. Out comes the leap already. Light Bomb is good. Connects onto Simp Slayer. Out comes the Falling Sword. Only connecting onto Diablo, who gets that flip off. Simp Slayer so very low, but as is Jinxeekatt. Dark very low in the back. Last rights comes out. Does not finish off Sestrin. APOC just to zone. Xenon Zach very, very low. Yotaru on top of them. Another Tribute goes over to Illidancing Queens, who have an insane team fight. The coordination is so well. Meanwhile, boss has made it back to this top lane. Going to get much damage onto this keep here. And the Bruisers are now being invaded by Illidancing Queens. 18-17 isn't a whole lot that Freedonia can do. In fact, they might even lose this fort. Nope, boss goes down before the stun. Keep is safe for another moment, but a really aggressive play, a really aggressive area for the members of Illidancing Queens. Out comes the Falling Sword, out comes the Eternal Feast. Gets a lot of damage, but nothing. Anduin can't heal up, and now Johanna has to get out of there. Taking a look at these, we did see that fanaticism come out from Joe there, allowing her to get away with that move speed from Ana here. A little bit more healing. We got that active reload and the smelling salts helping with the stuns and that instant burst blow up that we need. Yotaru immediately with the leap, with the light bomb. Last rights comes out, but the shield is not enough. Ignore pain will make sure she stays safe. Dark gonna go down. Is gonna be Born to Shine capping this, and another curse going over to the side of Illidancing Queens. Ana gonna go down. Out comes the APOC just to make sure. And we could see Illidancing Queens as they carry out Johanna. Look to end the game here. And 2 members going for this mid keep. 3 members going for this top keep. Guys, just pick one and end. You're level 20 to 17. 4 members down for at least another 15 seconds. Are going to finish off this middle keep. Not a whole lot Simp Slayer can do. We're going to see Diablo start on this bottom keep. Hit the core, Jinxeekatt. Going to be able to do that. Out comes the curse bullet onto Yotaru. They are activating that Ignore Pain, though, getting that 60% armor. Eternal Feast is up. That is 52% on the core, and that is going to be game number 3 and the series going over to the side of Illidancing Queens. Well done. Leap into APOC into Light Bomb. What a nasty combo. Very, very brutal. We'll take a look at this. Another insanely well executed team fight comp from Illidancing Queens. 18 to 3 here. I'm going to message Dax and see if they want to do an interview. We see, you know, pretty close in damage this time around. Dax with that 40k, or if you get with that 42k. Really, really solid. Only Jinxeekatt going down a couple of times, and we call that trait value. Dax also falling a little bit as well. GG's to both teams. We're going to take a look at those talents, and then I will hop over to a lobby. Alrighty, so taking a look here while I try to figure out. Dax is going to be in lobby 1. Alrighty, we'll put these talents up so you guys can take a look here. Tassadar with that Kala's gift, getting everybody that extra spell power, really paid off well there in the end. The execute doing so much damage for Dax, and then of course the ignore pain and those nerves of steel. So well done. Great job to both teams here, but I'm going to hop in with Dax and talk about what happened this game. Hello.
Hey.
How you doing? Sorry, I was talking to folks about talents. Congratulations on your victory.
Thanks, Jinxie.
Alrighty, so just gotta get it all out first. I do believe this is your guys' first loss, but you haven't lost a series yet. Is that correct?
Actually, we did drop a game last week, kind of the same fashion versus the Devil's Rejects. We kind of got in our own heads a little bit in the draft, a little too worried about what the enemies were doing and countering what they were doing, and kind of left us on that first map really slow, other than me on that gray main on the burn, where we couldn't really capitalize on any sort of picks that we got there.
Okay, so at least a little bit less stress, you know, not having to perform with that perfect season so far. So yeah, that game number 1, was that just it? Just a little bit slow rotation? Because it was super, super even up until the end there. That 5-man mosh pit really getting you guys.
Yeah, Xeon Zach, his ETC is just as impressive, and that was the fun part. I was kind of hyped for this game. There's a lot of good teams here in Div E, but they play a lot of the same heroes that we do, so I knew it was kind of going to be a back and forth.
Right.
And, you know, Diva, we think she is really strong. So we're just, you know, we tried it. We tried to do something a little bit different, but, you know, offered that ETC over to them, and yeah, his mosh pits were on point.
Makes a lot of sense. Then game number 2, I mean, you guys just, you know, take a breath. It's okay. We'll get them next time, because that second game, you guys were so dominant.
Yeah, that seems to be our comfort map, is the Infernal Shrines. We're really comfortable on that one. We have a couple different strats that we like to do on that one. And yeah, just Born just outdid herself on the healing on that one, just being able to call what she had and what she didn't have.
That was really, really solid. And then, so What do you think helped you guys get ahead there? I mean, Yotaru on that Zool was doing so much work, and honestly, like Born did so much with the healing, but Yotaru with those bone prisons, I think was my personal MVP, because then Cesrin, he's kind of had a free follow-up. But what do you guys think did so well for you that second game?
Well, they banned out. So what we like to do is run the double soak, but usually we kind of favor the Leoric there. So they did ban that third from us. So we were hovering Zol, and they didn't really have a whole lot of CC for that blue build. So Yutaro was just like, I'm going to blue build. And like, do it. And, just him being able to rotate there and just kind of enable us to do what we wanted to do on the map. And like you said, we were able to invade because we had the talent lead pretty much the whole time.
For sure, for sure. I mean, yeah, we always call it the old skeletal slap. We saw him get a kill there with the jailers, which never happens because skeletons do like 3 damage. So well done for that game number 2. And then was it just the momentum push moving forward? Because again, another dominant game number 3. Is Curse Hollow one game or a map that you guys are very comfortable on? You can team fight well. Tell me a little bit about that. No?
So that was a little bit different because normally we ban Cursed Hollow. It's one map that we don't normally want to play, but they had some good success on Volskaya, so we didn't want to go there. And Alterac Pass is just one of those ones, that, as well as Towers of Doom, that can kind of be won or lost, over a boss fight or what have you. So we figured we'd just try and do our best, coming off of that macro game, the second game, and just try and carry that over in the third game.
Sure thing. So, did you guys do a whole lot of scouting for this match? I know you said you were the scouter for your team. Did you guys know what they were going to play? Were some of those bands personal?
Yeah, a lot of the bands were personal. I know I do a lot of the scouting. I try and watch all the matches that I can going into it. It's kind of like my bread and butter. I love the other people, maybe not so much. I know Jake said in the video last week he doesn't even care. He just shows up and picks a tank, and that's it. But I like to have the comfort knowing in here. So they played a lot of the same heroes that we did, so I was curious if they were going to let them through. I got kind of targeted on that Rainer. He's one of my favorite heroes. But yeah, it was just an all-out great series, and props to them. I mean, they're one of the great teams in DFE, right up at the top there, and just looking forward to maybe playing them again.
Yeah, really, really great series. And then I've been trying to implement ending on a fun question. I haven't been doing it the past couple of times. But so, I mean, we're just going to start out simple today. Dax, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Green?
Green.
Any particular reason why? Or, you're just feeling it?
I don't know. Just green seems to be my favorite color. I don't know. Born and raised green, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty boring. I'm sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, what's your favorite? You don't have to have a reason why. Well, you see, when I was 10 years old, my papa, he took me to the mountains and we gazed over emerald fields. I like green because I like green, works out. Alrighty, my
See, that would be a way better story.
Next time you should just come up with something super ridiculous like that. That's all the questions I have for you, my dear. So now, opening the gate to you, if you have any shout-outs, any call-outs, within reason that you would like to say, please. No hate speech here. We're all friends.
No, absolutely not. So, thank you. Yeah, so first and foremost to you, Jinxie, for picking up this match. I know we were all excited to have you casting this for us. You do such a great job for the NGS and the community for us. So we were just super excited to hopefully put on a good show for you in the chat there. Shout-outs, secondly, to Freedonia. Great team. Loved scouting them. Watching their wins, I know a little behind the scenes. They're a little tilted. I banned the Hanamura, but they were undefeated. That it was their best map, and it's new. We don't get to play that one a whole bunch, so we didn't want to go there. And then lastly, just the team. Born for keeping me in line, Jinxeekatt just being the impenetrable wall that he is, Yutaro being the soak god, and then just my on-team competition with Cez just trying to get the most damage and the most kills. So just a great team we have this season, and yeah.
For sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You go enjoy your win. Have a lovely evening. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of your series. That was a really fun one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess another shout out, you're about to go play a game yourself. So everybody here, I don't know who's casting that one, Jinx, if you want to throw that out there. Give your team a shout out here too.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing in a couple of minutes. I'm not 100% sure who is casting at the moment. Looks like Sir Watson the Second. I'm not familiar with that that caster, so I am going to be POV streaming it, however, so if you guys want to just like hang out here, I'm going to run to the restroom super quick and then swap scenes, and